Hey guys, my name is Exeter, and today I want to talk about the skill gap that people have been talking about or mentioning in videos and just in general public lobbies when you're playing Advanced Warfare. Now, in Advanced Warfare there is a big skill gap, and it is true, there is a very large skill gap. Why is that? Well, a lot of people refer to the exo movements when it comes to the skill gap, because it's so easy to get around these maps and get behind people, that people who would normally get high KDs would get, well, or wouldn't die as much because they know how to move around the map, they know where all the enemies are, they know how much time it's going to take for them to come around a certain corner, they can hear footsteps, which is another big thing. But in this game, you can't really do that. You can't sound horror. You can't, expect a consistent time for someone to run a certain distance because there's exo movements, so they could take different ways of getting to a certain location. And there's just a lot of different variables that in Advanced Warfare, you can't really kind of plug in numbers for. You can't put values in there. When in other CODs like Ghost or Black Ops 2, you would be able to say, okay, so he has to run this route to get there fastest. He can't jump over a rooftop and just totally jump over a building, while in Advanced Warfare he can. So that's one reason why there's such a big skill gap. But what is a skill gap exactly? Well, in every COD there's a whole bunch of new players that come in. And when I say new players, I mean new people to just playing a first-person shooter like COD. They might come from Battlefield. They might come from a PC game like CSGO. But they're not used to Call of Duty. They might even come from Halo. But Call of Duty is its own game. Because if you play any of those other games, if you play Halo, Battlefield 4, CSGO, the movements and the ways that you play the game are so much different than COD. Because COD has its own engine, its own special engine, which makes it so the guns, they fire and they act in different ways than you would in other games. Which makes it so gunplay is a lot more intense. There's a lot tighter gunfights, where it's closer matched and stuff. So COD is very special in that way. Now in Advanced Warfare, the movements just takes it to the next level, because people say it doesn't feel like COD, but it is COD. I feel like it feels like COD. The reason for that is because the guns movement, or the way the guns play, are still the same. The way you play with the guns is the same as every other COD that's been out there. It's just the movements that's different. But it's still the same COD. If you look down those iron sights of the AK-12G, it looks the exact same as the AK-12 from Advanced Warfare, from Call of Duty Ghosts. I'm sorry, that was my mistake. But if you look down the iron sights of, let's say, the MTAR in Advanced Warfare, in COD Ghosts, it doesn't look the same as the MTAR that's in Battlefield. So I just wanted to make that connection there and show you guys how there are differences based on the way the gun looks, based on the way the gun plays. So people that come into the game, they're not going to be as good as Advanced Warfare, which means it's going to be much harder to learn the game over again, or just to learn a totally new game. Now, the skill gap comes in when these new players come in, or just people that are really bad at COD, they go really bad. They play really poorly in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. While players that have been good in the past have had 2 KDs and 3 and 4 and 5 KDs previously, now they will end up having in between 1 and 3 KDs, because the skill gap makes it so, one, they play against better players or opponents that are more like them, thanks to the skill-based matchmaking at least, and they're also in a lot tighter gunfights because anyone can move around the map fast. Anyone can flank you in this game. It doesn't matter how good your skill is, anyone can flank. Now, of course, gunplay is going to come into this, and that's why the good players are still going to get 2 KDs, or maybe even high 1 point, or at least above 1.5 KDs, while other players are going to get around 1, less than 1, and then those players that were always good at Call of Duty but played it more casually will be around 1.2 to 1.5. Now, I'm just saying that because it's not that I have a 1.3 KD, but it's just that in general that's what I found from people I've played. The worst players are usually around 1.1 and lower, while better players are usually around 1.2 and higher. So, I hope you guys liked the commentary. If so, hit that like button down below and subscribe for more content. This was just a quick commentary. Now, I actually do have a gun setup that I would like to go over soon in a custom class video. Now, I'm not going to call it a best class video, because there is no such thing as a best class video, because in a COD, just like in FIFA, your setup doesn't really matter. Anything can happen. So, thank you for watching. Peace out, and goodbye.
Enemy UAV above.